Well, my relationship with trading standards it's an interesting one because often a lot of what I do is preventative, not curative. It's about trying to tell people the right way to do things so that they can protect themselves, get the best deals, and make sure if there's a problem they can look after themselves. Whereas, of course, the work of trading standards in most cases is about dealing with things when they've gone wrong or dealing with bad actors. I mean, we do have a big problem in the UK. Even if we're not talking about scam companies, we're talking about legitimate companies. People have rights. But if you buy a toaster and it goes wrong and your only option is to take them to court, you're not going to take them to court. And that means some companies can run fast and loose over their relationship with consumers. And I think there's a synergy between the work of trading standards and what I'm doing, because what we have to do is try, whether it's through publicity or whether it's through enforcement, to make sure companies can't get away with that. They know that there's very little punishment going to come to them. So it's incumbent on the rest of us to make sure that consumers are protected because they know, well, there are people looking at you. And I think trading standards do a great job at that in the main, although there are problems, and those problems tend to come from budget cuts. I don't think the public have a clue that there's a risk to trading standards because of local funding cuts. And of course, the risk to trading standards isn't the problem, well, it might be for the people watching this video, but it's the knock-on risk to the consumer and the knock-on risk to individuals of not having a robust enough trading standards that is a real problem. And trading standards is a type of thing that you want to work without knowing that it does work. But we are getting close to the time where the head needs to be put above the parapet and say, if this goes, there will be real detriment, real cost to people right across the country, because we need protection from unscrupulous businesses. Press pressure isn't enough. There needs to be rigorous enforcement going on. And without the resources, that won't happen. I think everybody has to understand that society is changing. A lot of the regulations that we have and a lot of the activities and protections that we have was set up for the days when the UK was an island that operated as an island. And advertising regulation is based on whether Procter & Gamble is trying to play something fast and loose. There was a claim over its washing powder. It isn't based on scammers based outside the European Union who are trying to rob people of their money and who there's no comeback on. And equally, that type of, real detrimental risk to vulnerable people, and we have more and more vulnerable people in the country with a growing elderly population and an increasing mental health problem going on, means that we need more enforcement and decent protection to be able to help people. And the real challenge for trading standards for me over the next 15 to 20 years is, how do you police UK consumer protection in a global marketplace? And that is a challenge.